Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the lead code problem called heaters. In this problem, we are given houses array as well as heaters, right? So what basically we have to find is by this array heaters, we know that at the second position, right? If we take this as an example, then at the second position heater is present, right? So we have to calculate that what is the maximum distance that should be there, you know uh, when from each element to any heater, right? That is called radius. So we can take example of this, right? 1 4 is present, so heaters are present at first position as well as in the second position, right? So what it means is, if we loop through this array, we go to the first element, right? So the heater is present on that element only, right? So the distance should be 0, right? So it does not need any distance because that heater is present on that particular element, right? So if we go to 2, there is no heater present on 2, but heaters are present for on the first position and on the second, on the fourth position, right? So if we consider 2, the heater is present at the distance of 1. So it is getting satisfied uh, by the heater present at the 1, and the distance is 1, right? And the heater is present on the fourth position also, so it is getting satisfied with the fourth one also, but it is so far. We can take the minimum, like what is the minimum between 1 and 4, 1 and 2. 2, by 2 we mean that the distance between 2 and 4 is 2. So we'll take one, like it is getting satisfied by the first heater. Similarly, 3 is getting satisfied by the fourth heater, so we'll take the distance as 1. We'll not take the distance as 2, which is the distance between the 1 and 3, because it is getting satisfied by 4, which is nearer to 3, right? So here, if we calculate the total distance, the maximum distance should be 1. Like 2 is getting satisfied by 1, 3 is getting satisfied by 4. So right, so the distances between them are 1 only, right? So the maximum value of the distance is called the radius, and that is 1 here, right? So how we are going to solve this problem? We have to calculate the radius, the maximum value of the distance, combining all the elements, right? For each element we have to find a distance. So like if we take 1, 2 3 4, and we take 1 4. 1 4 is the heater's position, and that is the house's position. So for for each element we are going to calculate the left distance as well as the right distance. For 2, the left distance is 1 and the right distance is 2, so we are going to take the value 1 for the element 2, this distance. Similarly, for 3 we are going to take this distance, but for 1, as the heater is present on the first element, we are going to take 0 as the distance, and for 4 we are also going to take 0 as the distance, because the heater is present on the 4 also. So the maximum value is 1, right? So how we are going to approach this problem? We are going to approach, like, we'll iterate this array. We will have a function, right? In that function we will send this element to, right, as well as this array, and that function will return the index if the element is present in this array, like if the heater is present on this element or not. If it is present on this element, then the answer will be 0, obviously. But if it is not present on this element, then you know it will not return anything. So one approach we can do is, like, we can you know uh, uh, pass this to and this array in a function, and we can have a linear search, and we can find by that method, but it will take on for this search, right? But we can do this thing in login also, because we have the binary search option, right? So uh, so that is the thing we can do. So with the help of binary search, we are going to solve this problem. The binary search method is called arrays dot binary search, right? And in this we pass the element value, which is 2 here, right? And we pass this array 1 and 4, right? So as we can see, 2 is not present here in 1 and 4. So what does this binary search value return, right? So if the element is not present, right? If the element is not present here, then it will tell us that if it was present, then at which position it should have been present, right? So first thing we should do is we should sort this heaters array, because binary search works on the sorted arrays, right? So if 2 was present, then it would have been present here, right? So the binary search value will return the value -2. Why -2? Because this is the first position and this is the second position, right? So 2 value. And why minus? Because it is not present actually. What we do is, to convert into the actual index, we take the help of this formula, which is minus index plus 1. Alright. So what will happen is, it will be -2 plus 1, and it will be 1. Okay, so it would have been present at position 1, on position 1, right? So either it gives this, if the value is not present, then it gives a negative value, like if it was present, then on which position it would have been present, right? Or it gives the value, the index of the element, which is, if it is present, like for 4 it will return 2, it will return 2, for 1 it will return 1, right? So um, let's do the coding part. I think, yeah. One thing I forgot to explain, that for any element we have to calculate the left distance and we have to calculate the right distance, right? So what we're gonna do is, we'll get the index here. Like for element 2, we are going to get the index as -2. We'll convert into 1. Okay, so we are going to convert this index to 1, right? And what we have to do is, if we have to calculate the left part, like left part we have to calculate. So if we are getting 1, it means that this element would have been present at this point, right? So so this particular number and this particular number, right, the difference between them is the left value, and the difference between 2 and 4 is the right value, right? So uh, so the uh, so what we can do is, we can code and we can find out how the situation actually works, right? So let's move on to the code. What we will do is, we will be taking an array. First, we will iterate through each house, all right? And we have to calculate the right, right? So for before that, we need to find the index, all right? So first, and then the element to be searched, it will return some value, right? So if the index is negative, by that formula we will apply. So we'll calculate the left value and the right value. So for left value, we have to check for index -1, right? So if 2 was present here between 1 and 4, right? So we'll calculate the -1 index. We have got the index as 1, right? Index or as 1. So in this array 1 and 4, the index 1 is 4, but we have to calculate the left to index 1, right? So not index 1, element 1, which is at index 0. So we will do is, So yeah, what we will do is 1 4 it was there, 2 was we are searching for 2, so index we are getting as 1. So what we will do is we'll check for index minus 1. All right, so index is 1 and index minus 1 will be this element. So for left we will calculate index minus 1. We have to calculate the left one. If we are calculating minus 1, then we have to check if uh, it is greater than or equal to 0. If it is not, then we will change it to minus integer dot max value, right? And if it is greater than or equal to 0, then what we will do is house minus heaters I. All right, so this is the house element, and minus heaters I is the index, right? So index will be minus 1, right? So here it will be index minus 1. uh, all right, so similarly we'll calculate for right. For right, what we'll do is uh, so we have to calculate the difference between this 2 and this 4. All right, so actually what we got as index earlier, we had gotten uh, a minus 2 which we converted into 1, right? So what is the value of the index 1 in the heaters array, which is 4, right? So here we will not change any index, but we will have this condition like it should be less than heaters dot length. If then we will uh, uh, you know change it to maximum value, right? Because if if index is comes here, right? If index by chance comes here, 1 4 was there. If index was coming here, right? If suppose the element was 5, so 5 is not present. So 5 is not present, then it would have returned this index after 4. Then the right value of 5, would have been infinity. Like there is no heater present on the right side, so we will take it as infinity. Similar is the case with left element. We would have taken the value as infinity uh, if the left value was not present in the heaters array. So that is why we are taking integer dot max value. And for right, we'll calculate as the heaters value was bigger, right? So we'll calculate like this, right? And in the loop we will take the maximum of, why maximum, because we have to calculate the maximum radius. Here we will calculate the minimum radius. Wait, wonder something wrong. The answer is wrong because we have not sorted the heater cycle. How will the binary search function will work, right? So for that we will first sort the heater side, and 950. Okay, now it should run. So it's running. Time complexity should be, for all the elements it's taking log n, and there are how many elements are there, n. N log n will be the time complexity. Log n is the binary search value, right? So n log n should be the time complexity. So uh, thank you all for watching this video, and please like and share this video, and also subscribe to this channel. I'll be regularly uploading the videos related to this field. So thank you for watching. Bye.